Hello and welcome back to Cello from the Beginning. Today we're going to have a very important lesson, and it's actually one of the most difficult lessons for beginners, and that is about tuning the instrument. Because of course it's very hard to practice an instrument if the instrument is out of tune, to practice it successfully. So we're going to talk about the names of the strings, and then we're going to talk about the various devices to help you tune the instrument. So the first thing you need to know in order to get the instrument tuned is what the pitches or names of the strings are. There are 4 strings on the cello. From high to low, we have the A string, the D string, the G string, and the C string. Now, traditionally, we tune the A string first. If you're playing in an orchestra, that's the tuning pitch that they will give you, is an A. So we tune the A first, and then we tune the others. Now, how do we tune? First of all, let's talk about mechanically what we do on the instrument to tune. So we have most instruments, we have 2 tuning points. We have the large tuning pegs here, and then we'll have I don't have any, but we'll have the fine tuners down here. And that's just what they are. You make big adjustments here, you make small adjustments with the screws of the fine tuner here. So if my instrument is, I don't use these tuning pegs here unless the instrument is very out of tune. Like if a string has become loose or it's well off, maybe let's say I should be getting an A and I'm getting a G or an F sharp on the tuner, then I would use the large peg up here. Generally speaking, you're going to be using, once these are close, you're going to be using these fine tuners. Now, how do we know whether we've got the A or not, or the D or the G or the C? Well, we need a tuner. There are 2 kinds of tuners. There are tuners that tell you what pitch you're playing. That is, I pluck or bow the string, and it tells me, okay, that's an A, that's a C, that's a D, or that's almost an A, but it's a little flat or it's a little sharp. The other kind of tuner is one that simply plays the pitch that you want, and then you have to match it by listening to your note that you're playing and trying to match it to the pitch that you're hearing. So there are different kinds. We'll talk about the first kind of tuner, the one that tells you what pitch you're playing. There are several different varieties. There are clip-on tuners like this, which in this case we might say clip on the bridge. So let me see if I can get an angle for that. Let's see if we'll do it. There we go. Okay, so I'm clipped onto the bridge. It's clipped on there, and now I'm going to pluck my A and see what it says. Try my D. So this particular clip-on tuner, which is really for guitar and is very cheap and inexpensive, is not registering my sounds very well, not giving me a very good reading. That's common with these. They don't cooperate well with string instruments. It might be better if I used my bow. But another kind is a tuner like this, a standalone unit. This is a Korg tuner. However, when I'm away from home, what I use is a tuning app on my phone. And there are tons of those, just chromatic tuning apps. And so what this is going to do, I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to play the note, and it's going to listen. And so in this case, my A is perfectly in tune, so it's telling me it's an A, and it is lining up right in the center. If the note was low, this red light would come on over here. If the note was high, this light would come on over here, and I would have to adjust it. And we'll talk about how to adjust high or low. So A is in tune. D is in tune as well. Then you have the kind of tuner that actually plays a note, and so this one can do that. So this one is playing an A. So then I would play my A. I would try to listen and see, is it too high or is it too low? A lot of the online tuners that you'll find, online cello or online violin tuners, are of that variety. They simply play the note through your speakers and you have to try to match the note. So let's talk about making the note go up or making it go down. On the pegs up here, if I turn these pegs away from me, if I rotate them away from me, that is going to make the pitch go up. If I rotate them towards me, that's going to make the pitch go down or lower. On the fine tuners, we'll have a screw. If I turn that screw righty-tighty, that is going to raise the pitch. So if I'm screwing it in, that's making the note go up. If I'm loosening that screw, if I'm turning it lefty-loosey, that is going to make the pitch go down. So screwing the fine tuner in, the pitch goes higher. Unscrewing the fine tuner makes that pitch go down. And what you try to do is you will get your tuner out, and then you'll check your notes. You can check them plucking to start with, because we don't know how to use the bow yet, so we'll check them plucking first. And right now, all you want to worry about is get close. You don't have to be perfect. I will make this caution. If you're turning the peg here, you turn it very slowly. You don't want to make a big motion here, because if you're close to the correct pitch and your string is getting pretty tight and you give it a big crank, it may break your string, especially the A string, or for example the E string on a violin. If you give this a big twist and you're already close to the pitch. So if your string is way out of tune, like maybe it's detuned or it's loosened up, and you're having to use this peg here, you want to pluck constantly while you're turning that peg, and you're hearing it go up, and you're watching your tuner, and you're seeing it get. And when you get close to the note, or around the note, even a little lower than the note, you want to stop using the peg. You want to go to your fine tuner, keep plucking, and then adjust that fine tuner. So this is a difficult thing to do at first. So go slowly. That's the most important thing when you're first learning to tune, because if you go slowly, you will not break a string. If you get in a hurry, if you get frustrated, if you really start moving stuff fast, then you may indeed break a string. So that is your lesson on tuning. We will see you next time for plucking open strings.